Back deep to receive for Fort Morgan in the south end zone, Nate Alexander and Chris Pineda. Picking up for Erie on the 40-yard line, Joe Ramey. Joe will step up, and he will kick it away. Short kickoff. It's going to be fair caught at the 25-yard line there by Fort Morgan. A smart move, as Erie's defenders were right on top of that. Armando Lopez with the fair catch, and Fort Morgan will take over the ball at the 25-yard line, 1st and 10.
Yeah, it was really good coaching there to know that you can call a fair catch on a kickoff and get that ball secured.
So Martins will come into the huddle, pass along the play to his teammates. Some players to look for on Erie's defense. Mac Dixon, 23 total tackles in 2 games so far. He's a 6-foot junior coming in at 170 pounds. He'll be playing linebacker. Fort Morgan spreads the field with 4 wide receivers. Now they bring the man in motion and pitch it to him. A reverse type action. It's Fitzsimmons. He's around the 30 to the 35, and he's brought down there by a tackler by Erie. Taylor Dudley on the tackle.
It was a well-conceived play. They had 2 wideouts that came back in and sealed the outside for him.
That'll be good enough for a first down. They'll spot the ball at the 39-yard line. So 1 play, 1 first down, and Fitzsimmons already picking up over 10 yards. 14 on the carry. Again, the same formation for Fort Morgan. 2 spread each way, 1 man in the backfield for Martins under center. Martin sends Fitzsimmons in motion, to this time to the right, but a flag before the snap gets off. Almost looked like a flip play from the play before there, Kevin.
Looked like they were going back to the right, but then faking that and maybe running up the inside.
We're going to have a false start on Fort Morgan, so that'll send them back 5 yards and keep it down at first.
I'm sure Coach Chisholm's hoping that they can keep the mistakes down. That's a killer going 1st and 15 when you had all the momentum early.
After the big play, the penalty sends Fort Morgan back. They are moving right to left on your radio. This time, Martin turns, hands to Fitzsimmons, who dives over the right side tackle. He'll pick up 3 yards there, and it'll be 2nd and 12.
That's some tough yards up the middle. That's a good run.
Fitzsimmons averaging just right at 5.25 yards to carry already tonight with 17 yards. He's been the only person to move the ball forward on this first drive for Fort Morgan. A big backfield for Fort Morgan. Martin's under the center. He'll turn, hand the ball to Fitzsimmons, who will go left this time, and he will have nothing there. And he'll be stopped for no gain. It'll be 3rd and 12.
Yeah, that time Erie wasn't fooled. They ran off tackle left. Erie had a good job of gang tackling.
Spot the ball at the near hash. The 37.5-yard line. Fort Morgan needs 11. I guess they did give him a gain there of a yard. Fort Morgan will need 11 to get a first down, though. Martin's under center, turns, hands it to Pineda, who goes off right side. He's got a big hole. He's down through the right side. He gets across the 50, and that's just enough for the first down.
Well, that was a really nice play.
Pineda playing in like a fullback position down in the stance, but a counter play to the right side, and he's able to pick up that first down.
Yeah, he had some tough running there at the end, got the first down on second effort.
And with that run, he does break into Tiger territory. The ball at the 49-yard line, 1st and 10. Again, the same formation with 3 men in the backfield. Martins almost falls as he hands the ball off to Fitzsimmons, who goes off the right side of the line. He'll pick up 4. Check that, 3, and it'll be 2nd and 7.
Looks like they're trying to establish that running game. If they can get the running game, then the passing game will come easier later.
Well, if you can run the ball effectively, that's what works in high school football. Again, the same backfield. Fitzsimmons dots the two fullbacks for Fort Morgan. This time, Martins turns and hands it to his fullback, who goes off the left side, and he's got room to run as he fights his way through the Erie line. It looks like he has enough for the first down. That was Jared Bohm on the carry.
Yeah, they have everything going to the right, and Bohm comes back to the left and finds a nice hole.
A good trap play executed there by Fort Morgan. The ball will be at the 38-yard line, and they are moving the chains here on this opening drive of the half. Martins again under center. He's got Bowman and Miranda in the backfield. Alexander checks in as the deep back. Two tight ends. Martins turns, tosses to Alexander right, who misses a tackler there, and he crosses over the 40 to the 35, and he'll be down there at about the 33-yard line.
Yeah, there's an Erie defender in the backfield. Almost disrupted the play. Really nice job by Alexander to juke him and pick up some positive yardage.
Alexander having a big second half last week, as he had 52 yards and a touchdown all in that second half. It's 2nd and 4 for Fort Morgan. They'll run the same formation. Martins turns, hands it to Alexander. This time he'll go left, and he's got a hole through the middle of the line, and he will be down at the 22-yard line, and that's good for another first down.
Erie's got to be wondering, what is happening here? First drive, we want to stop the Mustangs, and they're just taking it to us.
Fort Morgan really taking control of this game here early on. 7:54 on the clock and counting. The same formation. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Martins turns, hands it ball to Alexander. This time he'll go left, and he's wrapped up there by an Erie tackler. Taylor Dudley again on the tackle. Alexander maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Yeah, that time he didn't get away from the defender that got to him first.
So far on this drive, the 10th play coming up, as Fort Morgan has marched all the way down to the 22-yard line of Erie territory, starting this drive on their own 25. Martins under center, turns, will fake the handoff to Alexander, keep it himself, and not have any success there as he goes left. He will pick up 2 yards, and it'll be a 3rd and 8.
That time, Erie had 10 kids in the box. They're just daring Fort Morgan to pass on them.
We'll see if Fort Morgan will take the bait. Alexander checks out. Fitzsimmons checks in from the sideline. Martin's over, getting the play. He'll make the long run as the ball is on the near hash here. Fort Morgan on the far sideline.
Artificial turf here at Erie Stadium.
And the first game of the season for Fort Morgan on this surface, the grassy turf with the rubber pellets in it, popular by most schools now. Martin's under center. He will keep the ball himself. He runs an option play. He's got Fitzsimmons the pitch, but he keeps it himself, and he moves up to the 18. Check that. The 13-yard line might be short of the first down, and that'll bring up a 4th down.
That play seems to take an awful long time to develop, but when he did get outside, he picked up a nice 6 yards.
A triple option almost that time, as he could have handed the ball off inside to his fullback, but then he kept it himself and had the option man to his right. They're going to go for it. Will Fort Morgan, 4th and 2. Martins keeps it himself. And the officials, it looks like the official signals that he is short. We'll await the word. That far side official, as Martins just tried to snap the ball quickly and dive through the line, he will not have enough for the first down, and the drive will stall on the 12-yard line of Erie.
Yeah, the old quarterback sneak has been working so well for Fort Morgan. Possibly Erie scouted that and knew that that's where it was going.
So Erie will take over with 5:35 showing on the clock here in the first quarter. They will run that tight formation, double wing back. Pedro Anderson turns and does not keep the ball. A flag down, as there's just a gang of tacklers there. players from both schools.
It is going to be hard for us to pick up who's got the ball. This 4 guys in the backfield, and they all run together, and one of them comes out of the huddle.
And they are all within sneezing distance of each other. The flag on the play, still waiting to see what the man in the white hat has indicated. While he does that, let's tell you, Fort Morgan football is brought to you by Tito Charlie's. See Tito Charlie's for a great used car or truck today. If you don't see what you want on the lot, they will find it for you at 700 West Platte in Fort Morgan. The penalty will go against Erie.
Ball will be spotted inside the 5 at the 3-yard line. Will receive first down.
The ball will be spotted at the 3, and it's still first down. Erie snaps the ball, and this time runs off the right side of the line.
Atkins on the carry. Number 12.
Atkins with the carry. Miranda on the tackle. And we'll call that a gain of 3. It'll be 2nd and 22.
Yeah, they had a whole herd of Tigers coming around the right end, and the defenders were patient and waited and made a good play, held them to just a couple yards.
We don't expect to see the ball thrown too much by Pedro Anderson tonight, as he only has 3 attempts on the season. This time, though, he is deceptive enough in who he handed the ball off to. Looks like it's Joe Ramey that time on the carry.
Nice rush up the middle.
Check that, Taylor Dudley with the carry as he went off left side through the middle of the line. And that brings it to a 3rd and manageable for Erie. 3rd and 3. So the 3rd down play here for Erie is the clock shows 4:19 and counting. A man in motion for Erie as he turns. Does Anderson know he keeps it himself, and he goes through the middle of the line, finds some room as he crosses over the 25-yard line and is down at the 27. That's going to be enough for a first down.
Nice big pitch. Got everybody moving left, and then he cut it back up on the right-hand side.
A pretty difficult offense to play defense against the double wing formation, as you never really quite know who has the football. It's hard to see behind those big linemen for Erie, and if you stay low enough as a quarterback, you won't be able to recognize who has the football. A penalty on the Tigers here. That brings this play back to a 3rd and 8. So erase the first down and the run by Anderson. And now Erie's forced with a 3rd and 9.
Ball is at the 14. 3rd down and 9 for the Tigers.
So the ball will be spotted on the 14-yard line. That's a big penalty there for Erie. Fort Morgan with some life as Anderson turns and pitches to his man in the backfield, and he's going to be well short. Looks like Atkins on the carry. He gets to the 20, but that brings up 4th down and 3.
They needed 9, and they only got 6 on that play.
Fort Morgan will set up in their punt formation, but I'm not sure if Erie is going to come out in the punt formation. Their offense still on the field. We'll see what Harrison Chisholm says, and he will take the timeout as he didn't have the proper personnel on the field for Erie to come out on their offense. Fitzsimmons and Hernandez were deep.
That's gutsy to come out 4th and 3 on your own 20-yard line from a team that marched all those yards on their first drive and possibly give up the ball.
This timeout is brought to you by Edwards Right Price Market and Flowerland, located at 1201 East Platte Avenue in Fort Morgan. Stop by and get what you need to refuel on game days. So Erie facing a 4th and short on their own 19-yard line. They had the first down, but the penalty against them moved the ball backwards. 2 penalties already on this first drive for Erie. Pretty sloppy football for them on offense in terms of their...
Looks as though
control they are.
Looks as though Erie was just trying to get Fort Morgan to use the timeout. Now they're out, ready to punt.
And Taylor Dudley does step back to punt. He can run, but he will let this one go. Chris Pineda deep for Fort Morgan. He will let this one fall at the 45. Takes an Erie bounce and bounces all the way down to the 32, where Erie will recover it there. So at the 32-yard line, Fort Morgan will take over. It'll be 1st and 10. A good punt that time, as Pineda really had no shot to field it, so he had to let it bounce, and it took an Erie bounce.
Let's see if Fort Morgan can recapture the momentum of its first drive and march down and score this time.
3:16 on the clock here. Fort Morgan still moving right to left. Ball at the far hash. 2 men spread, one each direction for Fort Morgan. 2 men in the backfield. Martin's under center. He'll turn and hand the ball to Fitzsimmons, who goes off right side. He'll pick up a couple of yards, and that'll be a 2nd down and 8.
He was met right at the line of scrimmage and struggled forward for a couple of yards.
And 8 for Fort Morgan.
So Fitzsimmons really doing a lot of damage on the first drive as he was able to move the ball forward. Now we have a timeout on the field for an equipment issue.
Fitzsimmons already with 5 carries on the night.
Martins had to get his laces tied there. The referees were nice enough to grant him some time to do so. Pineda spread wide this way. Martins turns and hands it off to his fullback, Bohm, who is met in the backfield. He was able to move forward on the forward progress for about a yard. That'll bring up a 3rd and 7.
It was an important play. First time Fort Morgan's faced really 3rd and long. Let's see if they pull a play out of the pass rush.
Only 2 third downs on the previous drive. They were able to pick up first downs on just one of them. 2 men spread wide this near side. 2 men in the backfield. Martin's under center. Martins will turn. Oh, he'll fake the handoff. He's looking back. He's got a man open wide down the field. He's looking for Pineda. He throws it out of bounds. Oh, man, was Pineda wide open down the field. And if Martin's throw is on target, Pineda has nothing but green in front of him.
Looked like Pineda pulled up a little bit short on that route. Got to remember to keep going. You don't know if the quarterback's being sacked or what. But, yeah, that was a very nice throw. Should have had a good game there.
So for 4th and 7, we'll see Jose Miranda punting for the first time as Wetzel out with an injury. The high snap comes back, and Miranda gets one away, and it comes back this near side, end over end. It's fielded there by Erie at the 40 of their own territory. That'll be a return of about 6 yards by Christian Mickey, who had a heads-up play locating the football on the not a stellar effort there by Jose Miranda on the punt, but Mickey heads up, finds the football, grabs it, and is able to gain about 7 on the return.
The 7 that he got on the return, plus the maybe 10, 15 yards, the ball would have kept bouncing down the sideline. That was a smart play by him.
So with 1:42 on the clock, the Tigers will take over the football at Fort Morgan's 49-yard line. 1st and 10. Erie will run the double wing again, and Brian Atkins with the carry. He'll move off the right side, and he'll take up 6 yards. It'll be 2nd and 4.
Yeah, there was some tough running. One of the Fort Morgan kids, instead of tackling him, trying to pry that ball loose, gave him another 2 or 3 yards.
So probably something that Harrison Chisholm has told his defense, that this team did struggle last week with holding on to the football. Atkins, one of them, he did cough up a fumble last week. This time we'll see a wide receiver for Erie as he spreads out wide left. Still 2 men in the backfield, and the tight end, who now goes in motion. He will receive the football and go through the middle of the line, across the 40-yard line, down to the 38. That should be enough for a first down, and I believe it is.
Yeah, that was Ramey on that run. Another one of Erie's leading rushers.
So the first down will stop the clock for now at 53.5 seconds. Still scoreless here in this first quarter. The referee signals for the clock to start. 3 men in the backfield again. 1 spread wide left. Randy again will come in motion as he does receive the toss. Goes left side, met there by Miranda. He gains a yard. It'll be 2nd and 9.
Looks like Fort Morgan's strategy on that play was just to make a huge pile in the middle and give them nowhere to run.
Fort Morgan football brought to you by Platte Valley Hearing Center, 417 Main Street in Fort Morgan, getting your hearing to its very best. The clock ticking down here, 20 seconds and counting. Still zeros. Pedro Anderson, the quarterback for Erie, goes under center. And now a man in motion, and he will not get the toss. Anderson keeps it himself. He goes off the left side. He's across the 35, down into the 30, where he's met there by a tackler for Fort Morgan. Not quite enough to get the first down. We'll see what they spot it right at the sticks.
That's just got to be very difficult on those linebackers and defensive backs to read the play. But as an old coach, you got to tell those kids, don't look at all that motion in the back. Look at your keys, your blocks, which way the guard and tackler blocking tells you which way the play is going.
Anderson picked up exactly 9 yards as he does get the first down, and that will bring a close to this first quarter. We are scoreless, but Erie has the football, and they are threatening at the 28-yard line of Fort Morgan territory. We'll take a break. You're listening to Fort Morgan football on B106 and B106.com.